ceasefire holds as Israeli delegation arrives in Cairo. JPosts Palestinian affairs correspondent weighs in on the truce. Justice Minister puts blame on Hamas for the situation in Gaza. And Turkey's president-elect vows to help wounded Gazans. Shalom and welcome to the Jerusalem Post News. Today's Monday, August 11th, and here are your top stories. Israeli officials stated Sunday night that they had accepted an Egyptian-brokered truce with Hamas, but would only send a delegation to Cairo on Monday if Hamas kept the peace overnight. According to the officials, the decision was taken in accordance with Israel's policy that it will not negotiate while under fire. Hamas fired a barrage of rockets at Israeli cities shortly before the 72-hour truce came into effect, including a rocket which landed in open territory near Tel Aviv moments before the ceasefire's initiation at 12 a.m. Israeli government officials said that Hamas accepted the truce over a great deal of strain that included not only military pressure from Israel, but also pressure from many in the Arab world, as well as people in Gaza who want to see the crisis end. So far, the Egyptian-brokered ceasefire has held, but that doesn't mean it will for long. JPosts Palestinian affairs correspondent Khaled Abu Toameh has more.
This ceasefire would be used, according to Hamas and other Palestinian factions, to allow the delivery of humanitarian aid into Gaza through different border crossings. We are hearing reports Monday morning that the Egyptians are willing to reopen the Rafah border crossing at least temporarily, to allow medical and humanitarian aid into Gaza. But the truth is that no one knows at this stage whether this ceasefire would hold. It all depends on the talks in Cairo, which are due, according to the Palestinians, to begin today.
Justice Minister Tzipi Livni addressed foreign press on Sunday regarding the latest developments in Gaza and what she says is the only solution.
It's not Israel against the Palestinians. It's not the world supporting Israel against the Palestinians or the Palestinians against Israel. It's supporting the good guys in these regions against the bad guys. As simple as that. And I believe that this is something which is needed, and maybe by doing so we can see the beginning, by framing also the specific negotiations that that started last week in Egypt. I believe that talking about the long-term return to Gaza of effective and legitimate Palestinian Authority control, this is something that is very important with legitimate Palestinian government. The meaning is a Palestinian government that committed to the Quartet principles that, as I said, Hamas is not willing to accept.
Tayyip Erdogan secured his place in history as Turkey's first directly elected president on Sunday. The election takes him a step closer to what his opponents fear will be an increasingly authoritarian rule. Turkey's prime minister for more than a decade had won 52% of the vote, 13 points more than his closest rival, and avoiding the need for a second-round runoff. Erdogan, who has been outspoken against Israel since it launched its offensive in Gaza, said in his victory speech that Turkey will be treating wounded Palestinians. He recently urged Turkey to push for Israel to be tried in an international criminal court if it kept up its assault on Gaza, and accused the Jewish state of surpassing Hitler with its Gaza operation. That's all for today. Don't forget to go to jpost.com and check out our Facebook page for more on these developing stories. Until tomorrow, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studio.